walking around with Gulls Garage. Now, what we're going to be doing today is taking a look at these Maxpeedingrods, which are from eBay. You know, I maybe had a couple of drinks and ordered them the other night, but we figured we're going to use them on our 2000 Honda Civic that we're going to be lowering. Now, the cool thing is we're going to pair them with a set of SI rims, but we've already gotten to the point where we've already removed most of the elements to put these in, which we'll show later on in a different video. But this is generally the unboxing of the Maxpeedingrods. They cost a whole whopping $329 Canadian, and that was including free shipping, which is awesome. And the nice part about it is from this particular eBay vendor, they're from Ontario, so that's how we did get the shipping, so we didn't have to pay all that duty from ordering things from the States like we have in Canada here, because it's great. Anyway, having said that, let's open it up. Oh, packaged nicely. Now the cool thing about these ones is they particularly came in the black and orange configuration, which is kind of neat. Yeah, they look super cool. Yeah. The nice thing is they come with the instruction manuals, even though it said it didn't come with instruction manuals, which is pretty neat. And they got the, I guess we'll call them the tuning forks, or the, the locking forks are in the box as well. They also do come with the shims for the rods for the front of the car. Yeah, so far pretty impressive. Both the front and the rears. If I can get it out of the box. Yeah, so front and that, they all seem to spin. So yeah, we're gonna get this Civic lowered up, and then we'll report back onto how the ride is of a $329 pair of coilovers in 2023. So part of the 2000 Honda Civic project was removing the old parts from the 23-year-old car. Now the funny thing about that is it was really, we thought it was going to be more of a difficult process, and the cool thing is that it actually came apart pretty quick. We went out and bought a new gun, which we'll talk about in another video, but it made everything just so much easier. But as you can see, these parts are pretty well worn out. So what happened here is we actually broke the bolt off on this guy, and then you can see it actually just spun the bushing. So we actually went ahead and actually ordered brand new ones of these. And then also too, you can just see how rusted out this thing is. Surprisingly enough, when we drove the car, it actually drove okay down the road, which is pretty funny. Same thing, like this is your front strut and spring and all that kind of good stuff. Now you see how pretty long that is, and we'll show you when we compare it to the new Maxpeed Pro or Maxpeedingrods. And then what these are the forks that actually went on the bottom here. Now I've already taken these, sanded them, and painted them black. So these will actually go on the new coilovers. Yeah, so we'll just do a quick comparable. Cool, so just like the last video there, we're going to be just doing a quick comparison between the stock suspension components that we took out of the 2000 Civic and to the brand new Maxpeedingrod coilovers that we picked up. So as you can see, there's quite a bit of difference in length already in both the front and the rear set. And as you can see, that one's still connected. But yeah, so there's definitely going to be a lot of setup that we're going to be needing to do in order to make sure that we have the correct ride height, to make sure that not only is the vehicle street worthy, but it also does actually have a decent ride while using these new coilovers. So as we said in the previous video, that when we remove the suspension components, the control arm is completely mangled. All the bushings in it are basically done. So rather than sitting here trying to get new bushings, sanding this thing down and painting it, we just went to our local parts supplier and picked up some new control arms for the rear. So here they are. They're MEV OTEC Supreme chassis parts. I've never used them before, obviously, as this is all new to us. But we're just going to open it up because I haven't even opened these boxes to make sure it's the right part yet. And we're trusting our parts guy. So we kind of just went with a stock assembly rather than a different metal one, or more sportier version of the control arm. But as I'm kind of looking at it here, it looks to be basically the correct part. All the bushings are already pre-installed, which makes it super easy. Yeah. So as we continue on with our 2000 Honda Civic project here, we're actually going to be putting on the rear coilovers today. We've already actually done the driver's side because, well, we're special and we need to learn how to do it. So on this term, or on this side, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be putting a brand new control arm on. Now that we're already reusing the 2 bolts. Now they actually have bolts already on the suspension, so you can actually don't need to actually hold a nut or anything like that. But we do have to have a new a new bolt because we managed to shred the other one. Now we've already pre-set up the coilover, so all we have to do is slide it on. Yeah, so the bolts are 14s, and the new bolt is actually a 17 mil, so we have the wrench and the 17 socket, and then also a couple other tools there, you know, a hammer for good measures and whatnot. So let's get to it. There we go. There, now we've installed the rear control arm as well as the new coilovers, and then we're just going to throw the tire on it. Cool, so we've already finished putting on the rear coilovers because that's the easiest part, and at least that's what we found the easiest part. We're probably wrong though. So now we're going to do the front ones. Now the front ones pose a few more little issues, more or less just like fitting the coilover in there. You'll see in the video. One thing that we did do though that we didn't videotape, well we did a little bit, was putting the fork on the actual coilover. One thing I've never, well maybe it's happened before, but never to me because this is probably my first time ever doing this. But the sleeve that we put over so that the fork would fit on it, the bolt was actually catching it and causing it to spin out. So what we're going to do is actually just put it on the car, and then we're going to finish putting the bolt in. You'll see that on here. But what we're going to do here is there's only really 3 bolts that we have to do to put this on, and that's pretty much it. So it's mostly just kind of fitting it and using the jack to move the suspension up and down. So let's get it. That goes to the front, that goes to the back. Should just take the fender off. Since the fender is already loose, we're just going to take it off. And since we're getting new fenders anyway eventually for this car, I don't care. we go. There we go. Thank you. Whee! Thank you. Well, there you have it. There's a coilover in. We're just gonna go grab the tire. Stand by. Hey, there it is, YouTube. A couple of guys that have really no idea what the hell they're doing. We just installed coilovers on this 2000 Honda Civic. There are some interesting points of it. You'll see it. You've seen it throughout the video. Yeah, on to the next here. Some of you might have noticed that when we were putting the front tires back on, there was no calipers. So we actually do have brand new brakes for the front end, but we just wanted to get and make sure that this was the right height before we got too crazy, because we knew we were going to have to put it back up. But we're pretty happy with the height of the car. Stay tuned for more videos. The next one will probably be us driving it. It just needs to be insured, and as you notice, there's a few body panels that need to be painted still, as well as some headlights that need to go into it. So yeah, having said that, this is our coilovers. I hope you enjoyed. So if you liked what you saw, like and subscribe. Thanks, guys. All right, we're just sitting in this 2000 Honda Civic, and we thought, Subway, eat fresh. What do you do? Well, I'm almost 40 and I fuck around building cars with my friend in the garage, and I don't have a job. Give me money, YouTube. But it's lower.